Time or money, or how about both? Here are some of my top picks for games under $5. Let's dig into this. Welcome back to F5 Dad Reloaded. It is my favorite time of the year. It's the Steam Winter Christmas sales where they dish out some of the biggest deals, and I appreciate you watching the video and supporting the channel. And up first, we do have Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2. So, starting with Bioshock, if you've never heard of the game, you are basically going to descend down into an underwater dystopian type city called Rapture, and all hell has broken loose. One of the great things about the game is not only isn't it a shooter, but you're also given plasmid powers where you can electrocute enemies, throw objects through telekinesis, incinerate splicers, and many more I haven't even talked about. From a graphic standpoint, Rapture to me is beautiful looking. I still think it even holds up today, at least fairly well. And the game does have a twist, which is considered one of gaming's most iconic moments. So remember a lot of the hate you had towards the big daddies protecting your little sisters? Well, guess what? In Bioshock 2, you are the big daddy protecting your little sister. In fact, they did an amazing job in how they flipped the original's dynamic. It was perfect in what they did here. Playing as the big daddy, you are going to seem just as powerful when it comes to the combat, as you're going to dual wield plasmids and weapons. Examples, you can drill charge into enemies and then electrocute the entire group around you. And yeah, as a parent, there's a father-daughter story if you truly think about it. With Bioshock 2, you are going to get improved mechanics over Bioshock 1. And for under $5 for a refined Rapture gameplay that includes better gunplay, the same incredible atmosphere, this is a no-brainer purchase in my opinion. Next up, one of my personal favorites on the gaming list, Deus Ex, or I think you actually pronounce it Deus Ex, but I know a lot of people argue and say, oh, go buy the original game. Look, I played that game when I was probably like 10 years old. Deus Ex was amazing, but we're not here to talk about the original. We're here to talk about Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. Loved the game. I thought it was fantastic. It is a cyberpunk immersive sim. Almost every mission is going to have multiple solutions. You want to use stealth? Do it. You want combat? Do it. Hacking, talking your way through. It is all there when you think about this game. You can get augmentations, which is going to make you feel superhuman. Does have an amazing world. The only thing I didn't like was kind of the story just ends abruptly. All of a sudden it's like, bam, hey, credits. And I was like, wow, okay. And at the same time, though, they did cancel the sequel. But look, 25 plus hours of player-driven gameplay. Where can you go wrong? In fact, you can't. So there's a lot of environmental storytelling. It is top tier. You can read emails, hack computers, piece together this huge conspiracy that's going on. And as you can tell, I am a fan. Go buy it. You won't be disappointed. Nobody's going to argue that when you think about action role-playing games, Diablo set the way. I think it was around the Diablo 2 era. Grim Dawn just came out of nowhere and just knocked gamers out of their chair. I mean, the game was fantastic. In fact, I think I have over 300 hours in this game. It offered up wild build variety, a dual class system. You could combine a necromancer with a shaman for pet armies, soldiers with demolitionists for explosive tank builds. The other thing I loved, entirely offline. There was none of this bull crap live service nonsense. Look, if I wanted to pause and walk away, I could do it. It also had a dedicated constellation system where you add these powers to your builds. Pick it up. You're not going to be disappointed, especially if you're a fan of action role-playing games. Are you looking for a 10 to 12 hour game without all that stupid filler that many games like to throw at us nowadays? Oh, did I mention it is pure campy Japanese sci-fi at its finest? If so, Binary Domain is my next game on the list. It is from the Yakuza team, and I'll be honest, this game just did not get the praise I thought it should have gotten. It's an underrated cover robot shooter set in the future in Tokyo. I think one of the different aspects of the game that I did kind of like is you can use commands that will affect your squad loyalty. So you can yell at your teammates. If you do, they're going to stop trusting you. At the same time, if you kind of praise them and back them up, they're going to take bullets for you. The story does revolve around this AI and, really what makes us human. It kind of fits what we're going through nowadays, right? The shooting, I love the shooting. I thought it felt punchy. Robots explode in pretty satisfying ways and a lot of boss fights. And I thought several of them were pretty memorable. So with that, guys, definitely I highly recommend go pick up Binary Domain. If you ever want to be a shark and pretty much eat everything that comes across you, well, now's your chance for under $5. This game is just pure fun. You're going to start out as a baby bull shark. You're going to evolve into one of God's fearing creatures, basically this apex predator that's going to terrorize the Gulf Coast. Think GTA, but now you're a shark in the ocean. I do find the progression system, it was satisfying. I mean, difficulty might ramp up here and there depending on where you go, but key is the progression system, and I think they do a really good job because your skills are going to go right along with the difficulty. I had no problem getting through the game, and I had pure fun the entire way. You're going to have basically people who want to seek revenge, so I'll call them like little mini boss battles you're going to have. It was one of those games that can shut off my brain and just have fun, and in fact, I think as I'm talking about it, I think I'm going to reinstall and play through it again. Another roguelike on the list, we got Neon Abyss, and all I can say about this game is it is pure chaotic fun. I'm not too sure about the story itself. In fact, I didn't play the game for the story, but to try and explain it, I guess your goal is to take down these new gods. They represent modern society's worst aspects. You're fighting embodiments of, think of consumerism and surveillance all at the same time. So, yeah, the story does kind of got bite, but ultimately, I don't know. I think it was more confusing. I lost interest. But it wasn't about the story. It was all about the unlockable base rooms. It was the levels, the bosses, I mean, are pretty chaotic when you get to them. And I think what really draws you back in is they had this pet system. And what it is you collect these eggs. They hatch into companions, which outright will literally change the way that your weapons work and other skills. And yeah, runs are going to run you about 30 to 45 minutes, but you know what, the game is just pure mayhem. And for under $5, trust me, ignore the story, pick up the game if you just want pure chaotic fun with a great progression system, and it's going to keep drawing you back in every time you fail. How about another underrated masterpiece? And this time we have Ubisoft's Montreal's Child of Light. This game is simply a watercolor fairy tale brought to life. What really drew me into this game was the engaging story. It's told in a rhyming verse. And also, as I already stated, the hand painted art is breathtaking in this game, along with the turn based combat. You will fight multiple creatures. You will also obtain multiple companions, along with one of your companions is this little firefly. Now, if you're able to do co-op, your partner can also take control of that Firefly partner of yours. The whole game is revolved around your quest to save her father and return home. And it does take about 10 to 12 hours to get through, and highly engaging and well worth the under $5 asking price. No video game library is complete without this trilogy of games. And I am talking about BioWare's masterclass in tactical role-playing games, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition. So let's talk about each one of these games, starting with Origins. This game is all about your choices, from a human noble to a city elf, from a dwarf commoner. The entire world is going to change based on your reaction. And yes, the game is over 50 hours. You can stick with the real-time combat, or for dads like myself, you can pause the combat to issue tactical commands. You're going to come across multiple companions, and the banter between them, I found to be pretty funny. You also have multiple romance options when it comes to your characters, and ultimately, when it boils down to it, your choices are going to reshape the kingdom, and you can determine who lives and who dies. This is classic role-playing game design at its peak. It's deep, it's complex, it's rewarding, and under $5, it's highway robbery if you don't pick this game up. You want to talk about sequels done right? Let's talk about Dragon Age 2. Forget about saving the world. You're watching Hawk climb from refugee to champion over 7 years in one city. I found the combat to be faster than what we saw in Origins, and the companion writing is peak BioWare. The whole story that you come to love and the party dynamics are simply incredible. Sure, you can make an argument that the environments repeat, but when it boils down to it, the character drama just makes up for it. You're going to get an additional 30 hours, if not more, of intimate storytelling instead of another just one plot that you typically see across many games. Another underrated gem, and if anything, pick it up to continue the story from Origins. Your job is to build an Inquisition and crush all demons that currently exist. massive open zones, tactical combat camera returns, and the main story. I sound like a broken record, but it is incredible. There is side content, but all of it is skippable. The game also features base building as your influence grows, but it is extremely limited, so don't get too caught up on that. The game does include over 80 hours of content, and yeah, it's going to be a pretty big commitment to finish the trilogy off. So for nearly 200 hours of pure gaming fun, we got Dragon Age Origin, Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition, all for under $15. Do me a favor, everyone. Become a subscriber of the channel, as I am looking to monetize it as we go into 2026 and beyond. And if you like the videos I make, click the like button. And keep an eye out for multiple videos around the Steam Christmas sale, as I am looking to highlight some of the greatest deals. And with that, hit F5, reset and reload. I'm F5 Dad, and I will see you on the next video.